Success Stories with SSA, where we celebrate the remarkable journeys of individuals who have fought their own battle to achieve success. Here, we delve into the inspiring stories of perseverance, determination, and triumph, showing you that with right mindset, every challenge can be overcome. Today, we are thrilled to have Pranav with us on the series. Pranav, we are so happy to have you here. Could you please introduce yourself to our audience and share a bit about your journey?
Hello, guys. Thank you for inviting me, and I'm very happy to be here. Myself, I'm Pranav. I'm from Chennai, and I have graduated from VIT Chennai, and I have done my bachelor's in computer science and engineering. So basically, I am an upcoming analyst at Deloitte USI Consulting. It's a full-time offer, and I have done my internship previously at a startup called FA Software Solutions, where I have worked as a backend developer there for a month. So that is basically about me.
Yeah, so Pranav, we would like to know like why did you specifically choose this course or this field of study after your 12th?
Yeah, so basically I had my uh, 12th majors in biomax as everyone else would in the state of Tamil Nadu. Suppose that I had option to choose between NEET and engineering. So I gave my NEET. I couldn't didn't get the expected results, so I chose engineering. So I was passionate about computers. I was pretty much sure that I wanted to do computer engineering, but my parents wanted to be me to do medicine. But since I couldn't do that, I joined computer science because of truly passion only, as everyone would have.
Thank you for sharing that. We would like to know what were some of the most impactful projects that you worked on during your academics and what tech stacks did you use?
Yeah. So the good thing about PIT, I feel, is we are exposed to various fields of computer science. Only the first year we are exposed to basic computer science like engineering, maths, physics, chemistry, ethics, and stuffs. But right from second year, we are exposed to new technologies. Like in my second year, I had a course about web development, and in the same year, I guess in my fourth semester, I had a course in cybersecurity. I had the option to choose as an elective. In my third year, I had the option to learn machine learning and blockchain in various SEMs. So that is a good part about VIT. So where I did my curriculum had all four domains, major domains in computer science. So I have done projects on all these domains, and I found my interest in web development more than any other stuff. So basically, in web development, I have worked. My tech stack was primarily React-based, JavaScript-based framework. So front end it was React, and back end it was Node.js. And I have worked in a couple of machine learning projects as well as part of my curriculum. And capstone also, I have worked in a deep learning project only. So apart from that, I have even worked on cybersecurity projects as a part of my curriculum.
So, thanks, Pranav. Having discussed that, we would now like to know about your internship journey. So, you've done 1 month internship at a FA Software Solutions. So, we would like to know how did you get that internship and what was the journey?
When I was in my third year, I just started applying like everyone else. Looking at my peers, I started applying to internships through LinkedIn. I have even tried in Naukri as well, but Naukri I didn't get much luck. So through LinkedIn, I applied to various companies. I was primarily searching for companies in Chennai and startups because of the startup culture, and it is kind of easy to get into a startup in the short duration. So I was searching for summer internship, 1 or 2 months in the summer break which we get. So through LinkedIn with a referral, I got a company called FA Software Solutions, which basically they provide software solutions to other companies. So there I worked as a backend. It was basically software developer intern, but I worked more at the backend. So my work was basically checking the API calls and writing API calls for database and retrieving data. And I was exposed to a little much of front end also. There, the front end tech stack they used was AngularJS. I was familiar with React.js, but I did It was quite bit different compared to React, but I did learn about the basics of Angular and all that there as well. So I was able to fix the front end UI small bugs. So it was a good learning journey for me overall.
Okay, so Pranav, now coming on to placement experience. So when did exactly you started your placement journey?
So I personally feel that I started my placement journey a little late compared to others. I started at the end of my third year only. So it was basically at the end of sixth sem. Seventh sem usually our placement start. So basically, at the end of the third year is when I started, and my preparation included. Uh, I started my dev journey at the end of second year itself. I have worked on basic web development projects, front end and back end. I have built clones initially. Then after that, I started doing my own project for myself. So I got my hands on with a few. I had ample amount of experience as a student in web dev projects, but for placements, it's more of aptitude and solving DSA. So that preparation I started at the end of my third year only.
Okay. So, Pranav, what resources like books, online courses, mentors did you refer for your placements?
So for data structures and algorithms, the that is the main part of placement preparation, and I just followed YouTube. There's this Take You Forward channel where the instructor is called Striver. He used to teach the main patterns of interview patterns and those kind of questions. So I used to follow his questions, and in this, he has a website where he has top questions which you can solve the main pattern so that you get better at logic building. So for DSA, I just followed his videos. Since my language, primary language is also C++, so I had a good connect with it. And for aptitude, I just followed Career Ride's playlist. That's this YouTube channel called Career Ride, and they have a separate playlist for aptitude. So that one, and for theory subjects for interview preparation, I just use GFG's last minute notes where you can just give it a quick read in a day or two for each OS, DBMS, and computer networks. And for SQL and other interview questions, I just followed interview bits articles. So that was my preparation basically.
Okay. Thank you for sharing that. Can you please walk us through your interview process with Deloitte where you get your full-time offer?
Yeah, so firstly, you have to apply. They had given us three options to choose from about the roles. So based on that, they would shortlist you. And first round was an online assessment round where we had a mix of, I guess, 50 MCQs and two coding problems to solve. They were easy to medium level only, is what I'll say. So post clearing the first round, we had an interview schedule. The interview was mostly resume based only. So the interview questions which I had was mainly focusing on my resume where I had mentioned my primary language as C++ and my secondary language as Java, and I had good knowledge on SQL as well. So most of my questions were based on SQL. I had a couple of questions to solve an SQL problem. They were easy medium level only, easier on the easier side only. And I had a few theory questions on Java as well, like what do you mean by static in Java, multi-threading in Java, basic theory concepts which you find. And I had a few analytical questions also based on Excel. How would you handle data in Excel, how would you validate data in Excel, and a few general questions like how would you use technology and innovations in your life? What is one thing which you want to change innovatively? How do you bring innovation to your daily tasks? Similar questions. As in, it went about half an hour only. So it was a good experience.
Okay, so Pranav, I know that you have been placed in Deloitte. That's a great job, but we know that everybody face failure in life. So, what were like was Deloitte your first company like that you like cracked with one go, or were there any failures before that you applied in some other companies and you were not able to crack it? So, we'd like to know
Actually,
about
Deloitte
those failures.
Actually, Deloitte was the first company which I interviewed at, and I could crack Deloitte. But before Deloitte, I did face many rejections in the online assessment round itself. Roughly, I would say that I had given 50 to 20 companies online assessments, and I was not able to move to the next round. So interview wise, Deloitte was my first round, which I got into and I cleared it.
That is great, Pranab. Since you mentioned about getting your internship through LinkedIn, we would like to know some tips and tricks that you would suggest our audience for building a strong resume and a good LinkedIn profile.
Yeah. So before applying to this internship and getting this internship, I had no experience. So in that case, I suggest that you should have at least minimum of 3 projects, good projects to fill, and any extracurricular activities if you have done remarkably, you could mention in that. So without experience, projects hold the main part of your resume. They have the more weightage. So focus on building good projects. And coming to the networking part, I did connect to many people as I can in LinkedIn. I used to give connection requests, and since there's a connection limit, personalized message limit which you can send in LinkedIn for each per day. So I didn't use this personalized message much. Only to bigger companies, if I send to any HR, I would just use this personalized message that, hey, I am Pranav, I'm currently a student, I have worked in personal projects like this. Could we connect and can I share your resume? Since the words have a limit, you just have to create that hook where they are engaged in connecting with you and to have that for initial conversation with you. So I just used this basic technique and I used to connect with a lot of people. Honestly, for 2 3 weeks, I was just connecting and I used to text people randomly. And I just used, since it's startup, you can be open with them. You can just ask them that, tell them that you're a student and you have this experience in this tech stack and you want to learn with them. So many startups are actually ready to hire you if you're good fundamentally. So that is how I texted many people. This startup had was a good startup. It was a mid-level startup. It had around 1,000 employees across Chennai and Pune locations. So they had a proper HR department, and also I contacted one of the HR and I got this opportunity with them. But other startups which are small, say of size 50 to 100, you can directly message the CTO also. That is a good thing about LinkedIn.
That was nice hearing Pranav. So, coming to your extracurricular activities, how have extracurricular activities like clubs and societies played a major
Yeah, so basically, I was part of 2 clubs in my college. One was Hack Club. It was during my FFCS period. I was a member of content team at Hack Club, content and media team at Hack Club. I was there for one whole semester, and that happened online only. I was just making posters. That is where I learned to design posters in Canva for Instagram. And the second one was I worked as a content and media member again at Mathematics Club for 1 year during my entire third year. There we had organized a couple of events. One was during TechnoVIT. That was a major event, and a couple of small events which we have organized. So there I have learned about public speaking and interacting with large amount of people. That was a good experience for me, and that made me a good public speaker. I don't have the fear to talk in a group of 20 to 30 people. So this created a major impact in my interview. That was my first interview. Deloitte was my first company which I interviewed at, so I had that kind of nervousness. But since I was familiar with interacting with people, I didn't feel that nervous to interact with my interviewer, and he was friendly as well. So I was able to create a good engaging conversation, mostly since in this role they used to mind about your communication skills as well. This role demands that more. Even your technical skills are equally important, but my communication skills is what helped me, is what I feel more. And I have participated in a couple of hackathons as well. The major one was a hackathon called CyberX conducted by VIT Chennai. It was basically a cybersecurity hackathon. And that was my first time doing a cybersecurity hackathon. Generally, hackathons, you just build an app or a website. But this one had its own challenges. We had to write blockchain smart contract, which was very new for me, and we had to learn it in a week. And we had to do a presentation about our ideas and all. So that was a good experience.
That's a nice thing to know about you, Pranav. Can you please tell about your current role in Deloitte and what is the current tech stack that you're working on that you have been assigned?
Yeah, so I have been selected as an analyst at Deloitte USI Consulting. So there are various. The analyst is what the general role they call, but among it there are other different roles. But my role is typical of a data analyst only. So right now I'm in my pre-start training phase. So post joining we have 2 months training in office. So this training is basically to train you for the post joining training. So right now my tech stack is basic Python and SQL. That is what I have been trained for. So this much only I can share right now.
Yeah. So now we would like to know what advice would you like to offer the engineering students on how they should plan their 4 years of study?
Yeah. So since I had my experience, I could say that first year you can be chill, enjoy college life, but at the same time explore which language which you want to work for, which language suits you. And in our curriculum, usually first sem we would be taught Python, second sem would be C, C++, and third sem would be Java. But don't wait till third sem. I would say by the end of first year, you just decide on one language and stick to the same language. Don't switch between languages. uh, that's the mistake which I made because I was not from a computer science background in my schooling. I found it hard to grasp Python in my first sem. I lost motivation. Second sem C C++ came. I lost motivation since it was in online. Third sem Java was totally hard for me in offline. But somehow at the end of second year, I figured out that C plus among these three, I was confident at C++. So I stuck to it for rest 2.5 years. So I would say stick to one language, take your time, figure out one language. So that is what you do in your first year. Once you have figured out, you can there's two options basically. Either start your development journey or start your problem solving journey. Either one you can start. I would suggest start your dev journey at second year because they are like easy going because during your third year you would be pushed to learn ML and MLDL stuff and all. That would be overwhelming. So in this time when you're chill at your second year, you can start learning dev because you should either get strong at dev or ML stuff. So do dev at your second year fully, make a couple of good projects, and third year intensely you can start your placement preparation. You can start DSA solving. You can spend your whole 1 year, third year fully for DSA, and you should be good to go in your final year.
Thanks a lot, Pranav, for explaining the entire 2 years for our audience. Thank you for sharing your inspiring journey with us. It was a pleasure having you on Success Stories with SSA. Your experiences and insights are sure to resonate with our audience and inspire many others on the path to success. So thanks a lot.
Thank you so much, guys. I'm really happy to be here once again.